Running is the new golf. That was the first night run in the world, and we did it from Bangalore. Don't insult your body, be kind to your body.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Indulge podcast. I'm your host, Alwin Benjamin Soji, and like every week, we have someone truly inspiring, someone truly interesting with us today. We have Gul Mohammad Akbar, one of the pioneers of the running culture in Bangalore, someone who has brought this culture into the city. And we have with him today to talk about fitness, to talk about running culture in Bangalore, to talk about marathons, and everything around it. Uh, he was honored with the honorary doctorate of Sports Award for 35 years of contribution to sports. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame for marathon race direction by the World Sports Star Awards 2023, and he is the only race director in India to have headed an international race for 18 years. A black belt in Taekwondo, who he is a practitioner for 14 years, a five-time gold medalist in Taekwondo, a grandmaster of Hash House Harriers, Bangalore chapter for 10 years, a marathoner since 2003 and a distance runner since 1989. He's also a fitness columnist. And he became the race director for the world's first night marathon, the Bangalore International Midnight Marathon. I present to you Gul Mohammad Akbar. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you, Abu.
That was a long list, Gul. How did it all begin for you? How were you interested into fitness, into marathons? How did it all begin for you?
The beginning started from school.
Okay.
So it was a regular convent school, Baldwin boys. So we were taught all the games: hockey, cricket, football, table tennis, swimming, etc. And then Taekwondo started when there was a girl in college whose father wanted to thrash me.
Okay.
So he had hired. Her mother came and told me, "Listen, he's got some guys to beat you up." So the next morning, I was in a martial art class.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so that started off the martial art journey, and I was seriously looking to defend myself. And then from there on, a natural progression into tournament sparring.
Lovely. So, being the pioneer for the running culture in Bangalore, someone who's brought in the marathon culture in Bangalore, tell us about what your thoughts are about Bengaluru's running culture.
See, in the early part of the century, about 2003, 2002, 2003, there were no marathons in Bangalore. There were no runs. The only people we used to run were the Hash House Harriers. We do a weekly run of 10 kilometers cross country. Okay, that was it. So to run a marathon, we had to travel to a different city, and most probably the destination used to be Mumbai. So being a kind of a rebel of sorts, said, why should I go from my hometown to another city to run a marathon? Was the question that came into my mind. So when this came in, and then I was elected as the Grandmaster for the Bangalore Hash House Harriers, that time a popular destination was Golden Palms Resort on Tumkur Road.
Okay.
And Sanjay Khan, the famous yesteryear superstar, he sponsored the run. So we did the first cross-country 10K run from Golden Palms, and only 10 of us finished it. And we didn't have then photographs, pictures, medals, nothing. We just got a certificate. Of course, I was a grandmaster. Think of the medals. We got a certificate, and that was how it started.
Right.
And from there on, slowly, things started to move a bit. Okay. In the year 2004, I was chairman for Terry Fox for Cancer Research. Terry Fox organization is responsible for the developments in the cure for cancer.
Okay.
At one point in time, if you had cancer, that was the end of your story.
Okay.
But now a lot has changed with the Terry Fox research.
Okay.
So to fund this research, we did a Terry Fox run. And in that run, we had the first Bangalore's big run where 8,000 people were running with the same t-shirt on the road. blocked the traffic and ran on MG Road. Other people saw this and things started to move. And then in 2005, a friend of mine who was in my team when we did the 2003 hash marathon, he came up to me and said, listen, I'm starting a company. You have your business. I'm starting a company. I want to do the marathon, please. So, for a good friend, what else? He said, okay. And he took over. And 2005 was the first Bangalore International Marathon. And 2006 was the next one. And 2007, Midnight Marathon happened.
So that was the first midnight marathon.
That was the first night run in the world.
Wow.
And we did it from Bangalore. Okay. And I mean, coming from a space where Bangalore did not have runs, to heading a race director for Bangalore's first international midnight marathon was a huge, milestone for me. This is powered by Rotary Bangalore IT Corridor, and the funds raised from that go towards, government school infrastructures in the Whitefield area. So a lot of good work has been done by the Rotarians, and every year they come together selflessly. A lot of people put in hard work, and the past presidents always also chip in every time. And the school that has come about, it's on par with any ICSE school in the city. The structure, the furniture, and the Rotarians' wives, they go in there to teach the children. So when you hear the children speaking from there, it's on par with any ICSE or CBSE school.
So we are currently in the midst of the Bangalore. It's like the season for marathons. So tell us, what have you been seeing around the city in terms of marathons? Have a lot of companies started taking up marathons as a regular kind of a thing?
Yes. So from where Bangalore Midnight Marathon started inspiring others to take up the thing, okay, to take up organizing a run, okay. We also were the first ones to get authorized by the Association of International Marathons.
Wow.
And Bangalore Midnight Marathon recently at the Indian Olympic Association meeting in Bombay, it was acknowledged that Bengaluru Midnight Marathon is the second oldest marathon in the country after Mumbai.
Wow.
And I was given the credit. The credit goes to the team. Alone, a person can't do anything.
Definitely.
Okay, so others have followed suit. And I'll tell you some of the pioneering efforts that we did to make it. First is we invited international runners to come. So they came in from Kenya, Ethiopia, Nigeria, things like that, and other countries. The second thing which we did was, my classmate was a commandant of MEG. So I went to my friend and I told him, we are giving you an international arena for your runners to participate and improve their performance. How many ever registrations you want? You want 100? I'll give you 100 registrations, free of cost. But let our Fauji boys run with them.
Right.
He's my friend, classmate from Alwin's. He readily agreed. And then we started. We kept a separate prize money for them.
Okay.
Supposing the prize money was 1 lakh, okay, 70,000 and 50,000 for the international runners, 18 years ago. Okay, for the army people, we had a substantial amount, 70, 60, 50,000. So they were also motivated to take part. Prize winnings were there. The prize winnings were there for the distance, 42.195 full marathon, 21.095 was the half marathon. Then later we introduced the 10K, and then people started flocking in. Then Bangalore had an international level, run on, and slowly others were encouraged, and the running movement started to spread. Today, Bangalore is the running capital of India. We have a large number of running clubs and a population that is taken to running quite seriously.
Mhm.
So now we are very happy to see that the next generation, they are doing wonders when it comes to long distance running.
Right.
See, when the first run happened in 2005, uh, there were only two girls who were taking part for the full marathon. Okay, and one of them completed.
Okay.
So she got the prize money of 1 lakh. She finished in 4.5 hours, and the first army person came in 2.5 hours. Next year, sponsor said we are not sponsoring for women. No, 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 we are not. The prize money, the next year there is no prize money for the girls. Today the girls are running 24-hour stadium runs. They are running 100 kilometers, 120 kilometers. I have people whom I know, like she's a beauty queen called Shweta Maurya, or a Dr. Dhruti Bal. Oh, there is Spurti Sitama who's run from Bangalore to Hyderabad,
Wow.
close to 600 kilometers. We're like, oh, guys, don't compete with them. You can't. So the girls have taken over, and midnight marathon, you see, is a 5 kilometer loop.
Right.
So it's well lit, it's safe, even till 4, 5 in the morning, safety is assured. There are hundreds of volunteers, cameras and things like that. So women feel very safe running at night. So a lot of women have taken up to running because one is it's safe, secondly there's no sun, no tanning, happening. So women have taken up to running in a big way. And seriously, the next generation, the running clubs that are coming up, they're very disciplined, very dedicated. They're focused on their practice, their diet, okay, and they're following things as they should be. And so running is in Bangalore now a very big thing. So you have last 3-4 weeks continuously every weekend you have a marathon. Okay, some call it a marathon, though it's 10 kilometers, but the marathon distance is 42 kilometers, 195 yards. So none of them, but you have runs happening. On the day of when we are having a midnight marathon on 6th of December, the next morning you have a run, it's a half marathon, and the following week you have another marathon. So marathons are hitting Bangalore big time, and it's very good for general population because running is something which helps to build your stamina. And stamina, it's a very good cardiovascular workout, and stamina is something which, believe it or not, you need in a day-to-day life. Okay, because see, by the end of a day, normal day, you find people feeling a little tired or little irritable, things like that, because they're running out of steam, they're running out of stamina. Once you have stamina, even by the end of the day, you're fine. When you go back home and there's family to attend to, you still have the stamina to take life in a pleasant way. So running has a lot to do with stamina. The other thing is, now people are beginning to realize that running alone is not enough. You need strength training along with running and mobility training. So it's strength training 3 times a week, run 2 to 3 times a week, and a couple of days of rest. And then people find themselves getting more confident, better looking, stronger, fitter. And today, the world's foremost problem is health. So to address that, this is a fantastic thing which Bangalore and Bangaloreans have done.
Lovely, lovely. So tell us about the role of the running community here in Bangalore.
See, there are so many running clubs in different parks and different fields wherever you have, and all of them are, they get in new people, and they train them how to run. Okay, they just have to they motivate them to show up regularly. Their WhatsApp groups, people are doing their achievements, their what's happening, how to handle this, what shoes to buy, how do I increase my distance, how do I do speed training. All this is put together by the clubs,
Right.
and the end result is what you see. The output is the number of runs and the number of people taking part in these runs.
Okay. So you spoke about the benefits of running. So are there any other benefits? There's definitely increase in stamina that you have mentioned. So what would you say are some of the other benefits of being a regular runner or participating in marathons?
See, the most important thing is, it is a very good stress buster. Okay. Uh, Instead of talking about others, if you look at me, my body weight is 90 kilos. Okay, it's not the physique of a distance runner. So how did I complete my first marathon in 2003? I was going through a very bad personal phase. So instead of hitting the bar or the pub, I hit the running trail. Okay, and I scaled it up, and running helped to, take the blues away. And then the confidence came in as the, progress happened. And then so you leave all your worries behind. So each time when you go to practice for the run, there is a schedule which is followed. So discipline becomes inbuilt. Your training. You have to do your warm up. You have to eat right. You have to drink your 3 liters of water. You have to have the window of strength. When you eat for that, to release the energy, go in there. And then as things happen, you find yourself changing, your physique improves, your mood improves, your confidence improves. Then the cardiovascular, system is kicking up big time, and everybody can see the progress around you. And as that happens, that activates. Okay, I'm looking better. I'm doing these. Just wow, you ran so much today. Then that goes on, and distance running is it's a team thing. It's a group activity. So people are edging each one on. For example, once in Kaban Park, I used to do a 20-kilometer circuit every day. Once I couldn't run more than 3 kilometers. So I called up another friend who used to run much more. I called him up and said, hey, listen, I couldn't run more than 3 kilometers today. He said, let it be. Come back tomorrow and see what happens. The next day I was back. I ran 18. Okay. So then you have people to help, to encourage, to take you around. And that's what the youngsters in the running groups are doing. So, it's a very satisfying thought to see that the next generation is taking the movement forward, and we are very sure that it's in very capable hands.
And I also feel networking is also a very big plus point for marathons. You can meet like-minded people, make friends.
Very well said. Running is the new golf. Okay. Sometime back, I was into recruitment.
Okay.
And I had recruited somebody. And what that guy was doing is taken the offer letter, joined the company, and he'd taken an offer letter for another company and joined 2 companies, and he would go here and there and here and there. And he would be then finally he decided he wanted to join one company, and he was not taking calls. So the HR head called me up and said, see, Gul, the person whom we recruited is not taking calls. So my grandfather died, this thing happened, I'm on the way, I'm taking the ashes to throw in the, sorry, all stories were coming.
Okay.
Then finally I tracked him down.
Okay.
And I found this out.
Okay.
I called up the guy who was heading that company. I got through to him, and I told him, hi, this is Gul. He said, the runner. I'm like, yeah. Hey, Gul, Bhaskar here. Hey, Bhaskar, how are you? Yeah. I told him this is what happened. He threw him out. Networking, running and networking, Many examples I can give you, but some of them have reached such high pinnacles that I'm not at liberty to take their name. But they've headed organizations out of nothing just because running with the people who matter.
So you're someone who is into, running. So what happens when running becomes an addiction?
See, anything which becomes an addiction is definitely not good for you. Okay, moderation is the key. Okay, now running is a single leg workout. You land on one leg and then you land on the other leg. So when you land on your foot, you're landing with thrice your body weight. 90 kilos, 9 threes are 270 kilos. I'm landing on each leg, each foot. Okay, about 140 to 160 times per minute. Okay, so when this becomes an addiction, and you're running day in and day out, what happens to your ligaments, joints, and pressure points which are getting hammered every day? Some may be able to take it, but most will fall out due to injury. So it's always better to run on alternate days. So you're giving body time to recover, and then on the next day you do strength training. Okay, so ultimately your body is moved by your muscle. So you need to strength train, and after a particular age you need to retain the muscle. Okay, and along with strength training you need to do mobility exercises to get your stretch exercises to get that movement in place. And finally, overall you'll have if you want a balanced look. Okay, not a skinny build like a distance runner, African distance runner, or a bulky build like the gym goers. You balance it out in the middle, and similarly the diet also has to be handled. It's pretty tricky to handle all this, but then you handle your diet sensibly, and then you're good to go.
So is there a back and forth between bulking up and cutting down?
Okay. Yes. That's a very good question that you asked. Okay. When I'm bulking up, you're putting on weight. When I'm cutting down, you are losing weight. What happened? You have diabetes? Your business is not doing well? Put all that aside. You know your goal. You know what you have to do. When you're bulking up, don't bulk up in a hurry. Okay? Bulk up 2-3 kilos. Hang in there. Let your body settle in. Because see, compare the muscle grows, but your ligaments and joints which hold your bones, they don't grow. They strengthen. Their progress is much slower. So when this bulks up, that one cannot keep pace. That's why most guys go down with the joint pains, injuries, hip, elbow, and stuff like that. So go on it slowly and then settle in. And while cutting down, again, don't be in too much of a rush, because you might end up not only knocking out the fat, you might end up losing your muscle, which is very difficult to get back. Muscle is very difficult to get back. Then for the diet also, when you are scaling up, you need to scale up on your protein levels. Okay, and when you're scaling up on your running, you have to be more carbs involved. There are enough articles on the internet and YouTube which will guide you through and give you specific instructions. Because if we go with any one of these, this podcast will go until New Year.
True. So, Gul, you're also called the Bangalore Marathon Man. How did you get that nickname was it like something that happened a long time back?
See, when I did the marathon in 2003, okay, and I was also a columnist.
Right.
That time I was the only columnist who had run a marathon.
Okay.
Others would write articles on fitness, on running and all that, but they were armchair, athletes sitting and keying in and writing and things like that.
Right.
but I had walked the talk. So that helped to give a very realistic, angle to the writing and things like that. And then Bangalore's marathon, man, it happened. I don't know who to credit it with, okay, but it just happened, and I'm glad to take the honors, okay. Like they say, it's like rain in the desert. Any awards coming in, any this thing coming, I'm okay. I've been ignored for so long. From 1984, I've been slogging. I've been ignored for so long that anything comes my way, okay, thank you very much. I'll take it, with a smile.
Lovely. So, having been recognized for your work after, since you've been from 1983, right?
83.
83. So, being recognized for the work that you've been doing from that long, how does it feel?
I'm very fortunate that there's so many people who are not recognized. Okay, I'm fortunate to be recognized, and we have to first be thankful and grateful, okay, to the Almighty and the parents who gave us that kind of, freedom, they pushed us into that kind of a diet. They did not object when we went and played different games. They had to, threaten us to come back home. We would be out playing all the time now. But, so that was a different generation. That was a different time. The encouragement came from home, from school, from school. And later, everything just worked out. But it's truly, it's just, a very fortunate thing that it happened. There are many people who have done so much for different things, have not got recognized. So in that way, I'm thankful for that. Plus, I'm grateful to Rotary Bangalore IT Corridor. Okay, who are the people behind the Bengaluru International Midnight Marathon. Okay, so when I said I wanted this, they will say, "Theek hai, go ahead, you get this sorted out." Okay, so whatever, some of them were quite demanding and taxing, but it was in the interest of the runner, because I have had those aches, pains, tears, agony, joy. I've been through all that, the sweat, blood, tears. So I understood the runners. So sit and stand and fight for the runners, and they acknowledge. They say, "Okay, go." And then when first came about, there was a time when it said, "Okay, we need to get an internationally acknowledgement to our run. Go ahead." So we got it. I spoke to my friends who are in different countries. We flew down officials from Association of International Marathons. We got the route measured, certified, and we put it on the international racing calendar. Okay. And then the other thing which I insisted on, prize money only for first, second, third. So please keep first, second, third for the Indian runners.
What do you think is the future of running in Bangalore, and also has Bangalore become, let's say, a model to other cities and other states in the country?
See, Bangalore has inspired. Others are trying to catch up. But when this happens, it's good for the nation. It's good for the country, because don't forget, the country needs you. The country needs a healthy population. The country needs the country needs you. So when this kind of movement kicks in, and there's a lot of let us say competition from other cities, states, and things like that, definitely as a nation we will progress. We need to have a young, healthy population, and by that I think it's coming into play.
And you mentioned that the Ethiopian runners, they, even though they are miles ahead of us right now, do you see us Indians closing that gap with them?
This was one of my primary objectives to show that Indian runners can be on par with them. Can be, okay, because the level of dedication and this thing that they have over there, we don't have. But when we set out to do it, 5 years ago, one of the people whom I was mentoring from the MEG, Army racing team, he missed beating the Ethiopian by 1 second on a distance of 21.097 kilometers. 1 second. We were like, Borappa. 1 second, Borappa. You almost made history. Okay. So, but they need to be. See, now technology is there. Okay. It's a level playing field. All this requires is dedication and training, and we're not very far behind. We're having so many of them setting records in different fields, and a girls also doing well. So India now sports is a big thing now. So it is improving. Although we are predominantly cricket oriented, the other sports there's a lot of improvement. But at one point of time, cricket also never saw anything big. Now the other sports are picking up. So we can say Indian runners doing well.
Finally, what I wanted to ask you is, tell us, if our readers or our viewers are interested in being part of a marathon, which are some of the upcoming ones that they can look forward to?
See, you always have to start small.
Okay.
You can't suddenly say, I'm telling you this out of mistakes. Name the mistake, I've done it when it comes to distance running. Okay, so the most important thing that you have to do is you have to be regular in your practice, follow a proper diet, and then I will give you a very simple solution. You've taken the minimum distance, take a 5 kilometer distance, okay? And how do you run those 5 kilometers? 5 kilometers is also a lot for people, who are starting out. So you do a walk, run, walk concept. So you walk for 2 minutes, then you run for 1 minute.
Okay.
So that is the cycle. So you walk for 2 minutes, run for 1 minute. Walk for 2 minutes, run for 1 minute. Do that for 30 to 40 minutes. Okay, on alternate days. You will find that there will come a time where you can walk for 2 minutes and you can run for 5 minutes. You can walk for 2 minutes, you can run for 5 minutes. Then there will come a time where you start and you can keep running for hours. Okay, so this walk, run, walk concept, you can even do a full marathon in a very good time. Okay, it's a very simple way for you to improve your running. Okay, the other thing is don't scale up too fast. Okay, there are times when people come and say, you know what, I did the 10K without practice. What is going to happen to your heart?
Yeah.
One fine day you suddenly go and spike it and say, I run 10K, next day nothing. What's happened? You will crash. You are heading towards injury. So always be systematic, okay? Be disciplined and scale up the distances gradually. So you do a few 5Ks and then you will get the confidence to do the 10K. So once you do the 10K a few times, then you will settle in and the running clubs are there to guide you. Then after a few 10Ks, you can try the half. Okay, stay there for some time and then it's a long journey. Okay, my guidance to you would be, you need to keep running till you're 70, 80, 90 years old, doing your 10K and half marathon. Okay, you follow what I'm telling you to and you will be there. Okay, your health is the most important part of you. And while you're training, I want you all to listen to this very carefully. While you're training, everything, a lot of people tend to didn't run today. Self-abuse, self-criticism. Says no. See, I want you to introduce you to somebody who has been there for you from the time when you went through the highs, your lows, when people criticized you, that person was there. When people shouted at you, that person was there. When you're happy, that person was there. When you're crying at night, that person was there. Okay. When you failed and everybody, ignored you, that person was there. That person was there from the time you were small till you've grown up now. That person is you, your body. Don't insult your body. Be kind to your body. Learn to love yourself first. Be kind to yourself. Learn to love yourself. Be patient with yourself. Okay? Then your body will respond. Okay? Forget cigarettes, alcohol, uh, French fries, burgers, pizzas. Forget all that. If you want, go ahead, but you'll face the consequences. And the medical fraternity, the medical pharma, they are waiting for you to come in there. Okay? But respect yourself first. Respect, love yourself first. Once you respect, love, and you're kind to yourself, then you'll respect and love those around you. You'll respect and love your parents, and then you will see in what way you will, attract people to join you, to be like you. And once in the neighborhood, you're spreading wellness, you're spreading good. The country needs you. The country needs you because there are a lot of things which should be happening that are happening around. That's more reason why the country needs you. So, Jai Hind, take care of yourself and look after your country.
It's a beautiful message, Gul. Thank you so much for taking out the time and speaking to us. It was a very informative session, getting to know more about you, your work, how you have shaped the running culture in Bangalore, and we definitely have a very bright future in terms of running, and we definitely have a lot of people who can make us proud, take the country, put the country up on the pedestal, and make all our citizens proud. So, thank you so much for taking your time and speaking to us. It was lovely interacting with you. We will be back with more episodes.